Hi, my name is Chief Petty Officer Burris. I'm with Engineering Systems School's CPP staff in Training Center Yorktown. This video is part 3 of 3 for the removal installation of the MTU 8V396TE94 cylinder head, liner, connecting rod, and piston. This task will normally be performed as part of almost scheduled maintenance or as corrective maintenance upon failure. This video is for familiarization with the task and shall not take place of official procedures promulgated by the patrol boat product line. Ensure you follow safety guidelines and procedures outlined in all MPCs. Bar the engine to move the piston to top dead center for easy removal of the piston removal tool. Utilize all new lubricated O-rings for installing the cylinder head. Install pushrod sleeves, head bolt O-rings, spacer plate with coolant O-rings and coolant transfer pipes. Install oil supply pipe. Install cylinder head onto the engine block, keeping it parallel to the engine deck. Align the oil supply pipe into the bore in the cylinder head. Install the lower head bolts hand tight to keep the head aligned on the engine block. Apply engine oil to the threads and install the cylinder head bolts. With all cylinder head bolts loosely tightened, install the cylinder head alignment jig onto the exhaust ports of all 4 cylinder heads. Utilizing the torque pattern, follow the initial torque procedure for cylinder head bolts.
It is important to refer to the current maintenance procedure card or technical publication for tightening specifications and tolerances. These change from time to time by the manufacturer or other authority.
Tighten cylinder head bolts to the second initial torque specification. Mark the bolts and tighten to the additional angle of rotation. Loosen the alignment jig bolts and remove. Oil the ball end of the pushrod. Insert the appropriate length pushrods into the pushrod sleeves. Oil rocker arm shafts and install the rocker arm assemblies. With the stress bolts being oiled, initially torque bolts. Mark the bolts and tighten to the additional angle of rotation. Adjust valve lash utilizing the valve adjuster. Once valve lash is set, tighten the adjuster lock nut to the torque specification and recheck valve lash. Lubricate and install new CE rings to the injector nozzle. Install thrust sleeve and thrust screw to the injector. Lubricate threads. Lubricate and install new O-ring onto the gear case cover. Install the gear case cover onto the cylinder head and tighten bolts to torque specification. Install fuel injector with locating pin aligned in the groove in the cylinder head, utilizing the installation tool, torque to specification. Raise the oil pan evenly utilizing the lifting devices. Once oil pan is mated to the engine block, install bolts and torque to specifications. Remove lifting devices and install the remaining oil pan bolts. Torque to specification. Reinstall interferences on the B side of the engine. Reinstall interferences on the A side of the engine. This includes oil piping and engine starter. Once all oil pan interferences are reinstalled, reassemble the engine in reverse order.
Once all installation is complete, conduct a performance test to make sure repairs were successful.